This is El Paso, Texas, a major entry point along the international border and definitely a city of secrets. Beneath the streets of El Paso are numerous hidden tunnels. One of the main transit points is beneath the Turtle House Apartments, the building that dates back to the late 1800s. In the rear of the building is this entrance to the maze that exists beneath the Turtle House. It should be noted that El Paso's not the only city to be honeycombed by tunnels. Let's hear from author Rick Osman.
Yes, there are tunnels, and actually they're almost everywhere. We have documented tunnels in Burlington, Wisconsin, Chicago, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, San Diego, California, New York City, and of course El Paso. Most of these in the northern tier states were attributed generally to the Underground Railroad to help return or help deliver the freed slaves or escaped slaves into freedom in Canada or in the extreme northern tier states. The actuality is many of these tunnels were used for the Prohibition days to import or distribute liquor illegally. Now, some of those tunnels are much older. Some of them are much younger. For instance, two tunnels in the LA basin, both dug to rob banks, and they were successful, but about 14 months apart in 1986 and 1987. So tunnels are ubiquitous. Now, let's go see what Ken's got.
As we walk along the passageway, you can see where other tunnels have been blocked off. Nancy Farrar in The Chinese in El Paso wrote about the literal underground culture of the Chinese immigrants. T.F. Smucker, officer in charge of the immigration office in El Paso in 1900, wrote of hidden chambers beneath the streets of El Paso. Alfonso Tellez, historical preservation coordinator for the city of El Paso, wrote of work crews routinely finding clandestine tunnels dug by Chinese immigrants through what's today's downtown area. And finally, in 1937, Edna Hammond Dietrich gave an interview where she discussed the underground community near the railroad yards at Octavia and Main Street. Interestingly enough, the intersection at Octavia and Main no longer exists, which makes the mystery even more bizarre. The evidence is clear. There are numerous tunnels beneath the streets of El Paso. The problem, and part of the mystery, is determining exactly where the entrances and exits are. Some are today used for drug smuggling. New tunnels are being added all the time by those who, for whatever reason, wish to enter El Paso unseen. But the old tunnels, the ones with the air of mystery, exist beneath our feet. Our problem is finding out exactly where they all go.